Monday morning, Chinchy. Monday morning, man.
Monday
What's
morning.
going on, brother?
I had Monday brain just now. We almost started and I almost didn't hit record. Oh,
Well, the good thing is failure's feedback. We've already had that feedback a long time ago on this show. When I remember early on you called me like, Case, we didn't record. We didn't record that 2-hour interview. I was like,
oh, it's terrible,
well, we
right?
record them all now. We remember at some point, you know?
No, there's a guy, Marty Morningwig, who I work with now, said something the other day that I jumped out of my seat. I laughed at it, but it was great. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
I love it. So
Apparently,
true,
that's
dude.
an old Army term, but I don't know. But
Love it, dude.
I loved it. Anyway, hey, dude. So
good.
first of all, the saga continued all week last week. You were trying to get yourself tickets to the Steelers game, having trouble, but you wanted to see Brady in action. You got the tickets and you went, and it was the best Steelers game in a year and a half.
Incredible, bro. There's the picture.
Nice.
Me, my sons, my buddy Kevin Mahoney, his son Charlie, my buddy Josh Brofsky. We had a blast, dude. It was such a cool time, and big Steeler win too. We got tickets. We great seats. Thanks, Omar. And bro, just seeing Brady there and the Steelers shutting them down. 2 goal line stands. It felt like the crowd was into it. They were rocking and rolling. The vibe around the stadium was great. Seeing Kenny Pickett go out with a concussion wasn't good, but Trubisky came in, delivered the goods, couple bombs at the end there. It was just a great game, man. Great day for Steeler fans, and great day at Heinz Field.
Yeah, I like Pickett's moxie. Like, he's kind of like an animal out there.
Oh, bro, dude, he marched them down. First series was like boom, boom. We only dealing 11 plays, 66 yards, touchdown. He looked really good, man. And then, unfortunately got hurt. But Brady didn't look great, man, all day. It just feel like he was under pressure all day.
Yeah.
Made a couple un-Brady-like throws. He thought he was going to make the adjustment at halftime, really didn't.
Yeah.
So, and then, he had that, he went, you were saying, I didn't see it because I was at the game, but
dude,
looks like he kind of went after the
rant.
line.
He had a rant big time. It was like 16 seconds long. We just looked at the video before. He was out of his mind, pissed, which is crazy. That happens more in football than happens in baseball, right? Obviously.
Oh, well, dude, you can't. I mean, I feel like baseball is such a sport where you got to really slow it down. Like in football, you can, like talking about Ray Lewis, like, I think the guy's trying to come kill my mother, so I'm just going to absolutely tear everyone's neck, head off. Like, you can't do that in baseball. You'd be a terrible baseball player. You almost have to feel like you're, calm, you're meditating, and then you see the ball and you hammer it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
So when for Brady to go off like that, it's like, okay, so it's football.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, we'll get back to football in a second, but let's stay on baseball times. Yankees hang in there. We got our game 5. We wanted a game 5. And Harrison Bader, who we've been destroying for half of a season, continues to dominate.
Maybe we were wrong, and the Yankees know what they're talking about. Bader's been a godsend. I think he might be the only reason it's going to 5 games. I mean, he's 3 home runs, playing great. They're living and die by that home run. But the Indians also aren't scoring runs, so like you can live and die by the home run if the team you're playing doesn't score.
Yeah.
So I mean, just the fact that it's going to 5 games. Garrett Cole stepped up. I mean, come on, he's done it twice in the series now. I think both their wins are with Cole. 7 innings, 6 hits, 8 punchies. Yeah. Holmes came in, did his job. Peralta finished it off. So it's gonna be great, man. You know what it's like when you got clinching games in the Bronx. Yeah. That place is gonna be talk about rocking and rolling. That place will be rocking and rolling. I think it's tonight, right?
Yes, 7:07 Eastern.
Let's go, baby. Yeah. It's on.
That's in the Bronx. It is ugly out there today, but it's supposed to stop raining. It's nasty here.
Is it nasty?
Yeah. But you got
raining. It's raining.
Yeah, it's raining. Oh, you sent out like a yinzer. It's raining.
It's raining. No, it's called the up talk. It's raining.
Yeah, you do a good up talk. You do. Do you know sometimes you say things with a question mark at the end that don't have a question mark? So
dude, that's the up talk.
Oh, Chinch, yeah, that's right. You did go to the party last night. I feel like that's enough. That's enough talk, right? I like it though.
That's that. Chinch, you sounded like half Yinzer, half Irish folk. Right there.
Yeah, like Scots.
Like you were from County Cork. Yin's going down to have a pint of that. Yin's going down to have a pint of that.
That's good. Hey, so anyway, Yankees starting Tyon. They have everybody ready, I guess, except for Cole. Could be like a bullpen game on both sides.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it looks
tough.
like Savali's starting for the Indians.
Right.
It's going to be a bullpen game. You're going to see any high leverage situation, any traffic on the bases. You're going to see these guys trying to mix and match. But obviously, with the rule that a reliever has to face 3 batters, that changes it a little bit. But you're going to see guys are going to have quick hooks tonight. It's going to be a bullpen game on both sides.
You're probably going to see Nestor Cortez again, and he's probably the guy the Yankees need to get like at least 4 innings, right? Try to get 2 out of Tyon, 4 out of him. Yeah. I don't know. It's a tricky series because I got to be honest. I don't think I think both teams have some flaws right now, especially the Yankees without LeMahieu. Oh, here's a good question for you. So, A-Rod went off the other day about how you shouldn't be batting Judge first. Now, I get why they batted him first in the beginning because, again, LeMahieu out for the series. He's been leading off a lot of times, but Judge was leading off. Finally, they moved him out. That's the night he hit the homer. And then what did he bat last night? I forgot.
Last night he hit second.
Yeah. See, so we're
Gleyber Torres led off. Judge hit second.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with A-Rod. I still am a little old school. Like, I think your best hitters are 3, 4. I know nowadays in baseball that your best hitters are 2, whatever. So I like Judge in the 2-hole a little more because, hey, what if Gleyber Torres does get on and there's a 2-run bomb? It's a lot better than a solo shot. Solo shots don't kill you.
Yeah.
You get some traffic on the bases. The only other thing that, listen, I'm talking to Booney and going through the analytics, there's a reason they're doing it. And I think one of the big reasons, hey, think about that. You got the best player in the world. He's only really going to hit first that first inning, right? So he gets on base, he could get something started in the first, or he could go deep. But when the game gets further on and you come up in the 9th and you've turned that lineup around 4 times, and sometimes when you could turn it around that 5th time, if you look at a box score, the only guys that hit 5 times sometimes are the 1-2 hitters. You don't get the 3, 4, 5 sometimes. So you sometimes have your best hitter sitting there 3, 4, 5, and in a playoff game, he doesn't come up again. So you could possibly have Judge come up for 5 at bats, and I think that's probably the reason why he sits in that leadoff spot. And that's another reason teams put their best hitters at 2 because they want them to come up as many times as possible.
Yeah, that's interesting. Makes sense. All right, back to the NFL. Did you watch the Chiefs Bills game? That was obviously the game here already.
I was watching with my son Andrew on the porch when we got home, bro. It just goes to show you how good Mahomes and Allen are. Like, they just look like they're at a different level than everyone else. You know what I mean?
It's watching
Rodgers
a different game. You're watching a different football game than the other games on
Sunday. You almost feel like it's a few years. It's watching Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady for years. The changing of the guards happening with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, those guys are good, so good, man. And it just brings you back to that playoff game last year. I mean, it still frustrates me when the Bills came down, wheeling and dealing, and then that last minute 40 of the game was unbelievable. And then 13 seconds to go, Mahomes, 2 shots, 1 to Tyreek Hill, bam, there, kicked the field goal. You almost felt that way yesterday when the Bills scored. I think, with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go. You're like, oh boy, they're up 4. Mahomes has the ball. I think they had 2 or 3 timeouts. And you were like, oh boy. And then they got the pick. Mahomes threw the pick.
That was a great play by that dude.
I mean, he
talk about laying out.
Talk about jumping the route, watching film during the week and paying attention because he jumped that route as a total. It's amazing, Chinch, being at the game yesterday. At the Steeler game, when you're on the field of like the All-Star game or the World Series, or you think back to some of the guys I played with, like Willie Mo Pena. First off, Willie Mo Pena, I don't know if you remember him. He should have been a middle linebacker in the NFL. Turns out he was from Dominican, so they become baseball players. Dude, he was a monster. On our team, I remember looking at the dugout one time. We had Adam Dunn, who's Dunner's every bit of 6'6". I think he's 300 pounds, but he's 270. Right. You got Griff. Junior's a big dude too. Junior's a big dude, bro. Big back, just a monster of a man. He was 6'4", 240. Yeah. I was 6'4", 240. Austin Kearns was 6'4", 240. And so you had all of us. I just remember how big those dudes are. When I'm at the Steeler game yesterday, bro, and I'm looking down at those guys. Now we're not on the field, but I can see how big they are from our seats. Yeah. It's incredible when you think how big and athletic these guys are every play.
Yes.
How they rush in the quarterback. Even the DBs, how athletic these guys are, how quick they are. They say in the NFL, if you lose a quarter of a step, your career's over. Not a step. You lose a quarter of a step. That's how great these guys are.
Right.
It was funny. We were having a conversation in the stands. My son Andrew's like, Dad, he's like, the worst team in the NFL versus Alabama. Like, do you think Alabama would kill him? I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like,
no shot, right?
Only 4 or 5 guys from Alabama play in the NFL. I was like, the worst team in the NFL would kill Alabama. They're grown men playing against kids.
Yeah, it would be like the fight scene in The Outsiders. Like, oh,
Pony boy.
It ain't a party till yeah, dude.
Dallas.
Whatever they ain't a party till Dallas gets it. I don't know why that popped into my head, but dude, all right. Great. So wait, I got one for you too. So, New York football, is on a rise. Jets fans and Giants fans fire up. So, forget about the fact that the Jets beat the Packers. I didn't show you this yet. I don't know if you saw this. They have Reese. Their running back is freaking awesome. Who Lambuski kind of gave me a heads up to maybe try to draft, and I drafted him in one league, and he's helping me win the league.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now they also have Sauce Gardner, the cornerback that they drafted. They had such an amazing draft. But so after the game, so they go into Lambeau. Say whatever you want. Like, you got rid of Adams, and Green Bay's not the same as it was last year. But the Jets, young Jets, went into Lambeau and win. But then after the game, Sauce comes back out. Sauce Gardner, who had another great game, comes back out wearing a cheese head and taunting the fans.
Oh my God!
Now, my question to you is as a player, you're on the visiting. Look at this. First of all, it's hysterical. I think it's hysterical. I think it's great that he did it. But so, are you okay with that? Are we okay with that? Your team's on a roll. You just won. You're celebrating, but you go out and you kind of taunt the fans. First of all, I'll give you my opinion right now. I love it. I'm so glad he did it. But what's your take?
Well, it's a little less egregious than was it Tio that brought the flag out to Dallas?
No. Tio went and stomped on the that was so awesome.
That was a little egregious.
So awesome when he did it, and then he became a cowboy.
Well, dude, that's also back in the day where disrespect. Yeah. I mean, Reese Hoskins is 1 for 18 in the series, hits a 3-run bomb the other day off Strider, and does a Gronk slam of his bat, and no one blinks an eye. No one blinks an eye.
Good point.
So I think with this thing, dude, it's all in good fun, man. Especially with social media nowadays, you want the shock video. Mm-hmm. So be it, dude. He put a cheese head on. He put cheese on his head. Walked around. It's fun, dude.
Yeah, and guess what? If you don't like it, win the game. Yeah,
exactly. When you win the game, you're allowed to do something like that. And like I said, the Jets have been taking receipts. 4 wins for the Jets.
We said it after week 1. It was such a big story in New York, and it's like just another coach trying to rah-rah his shitty team. Guess what?
Yeah.
They're legit. Now, same building, share the same facilities. The Giants are on a roll, too. Dude, they are so... As a Giants fan, they are so fun to watch. Their defense... First of all, you're facing one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the history of the world in Lamar Jackson, and they stuffed him a couple times. Now, he broke out. He still kept running. Dude, they won 24-20 every week. It's our boys. Romebeck is a huge Giants fan, and we got a chain with some of the old ESPN guys we worked with. And every week so far, Romebeck's like, it's the worst 2-1 team in the NFL. This is the worst 3-1 team in the NFL. It's the worst 4. And he said it last night, and I'm like, you can't say that anymore. I'm like, they're just really good. And they got Saquon. They have no receivers, and Daniel Jones runs around and he plays well and they win.
How's Daniel Jones doing? I don't really. I know the Giants are winning. Weren't they losing by 10-2 with in the middle of the 4th?
Yes.
They were down 20-10, right? And they came back and put up two touchdowns.
They got huge stops on the goal line. Huge stops on the goal line at different times. And they won a missed kick by one of the greatest kickers of all time. That's earlier in the game. But dude, Jones is great. I keep telling people remember Jeff Garcia for San Francisco?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Yeah, you don't think of him as one of the all-time greats, but similar size. And dude, the coolest thing he does is when a game's on the line, he just runs. He'll run. He'll start running more. And it's not like he's running to take the slide. He'll run full speed, throw his shoulder down, and he makes blocks. It's a fun lunch pail type tee. It's
yeah. I love it, dude. I love it. I love seeing the Giants do well. They're 5-1, aren't they?
Yes.
And dude, is that coach from New England?
Yes, he's one of the trees, one of the guys.
that.
Dude,
Yeah,
Dayball, he is an animal. Both the Giants and Jets coach a very similar type of like leadership personality. Like seems like all the guys like fight to the death for. You got to win though. I feel like those coaches only work when they win. Like you look back in the years, you still got to win. But anyway, what else? What other games?
Dude, what about another former Jet that's doing? How about Geno Smith out there in Seattle?
Dude, isn't that amazing? Like his
doing
career.
well when you watch the game, yeah.
His career was like basically thrown away. Remember, I was talking about this with somebody the other day. Like, remember one of his teammates broke his jaw when he was on a Jets, punched him in the face over like a gambling debt. He was basically done, laughing stock out of the lead. Horrible pick. Now he's a stud, man. He's a super stud. Yeah. That's a good testament for somebody like not giving up, right? Like
no, it really is.
Because literally, like he was laughed out of New York, like and like horrible, one of the worst draft picks ever. And now he's gonna wind up being. He keeps playing. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler. And
they won 19-9 yesterday. And you're right, man. I think here's the tough thing. You start off your career with the Jets. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Seriously, when the Jets are bad, it's like the joke about the Browns. Like Tim Couch, they had all these great quarterbacks. Yeah, you start off with the Browns and you're in trouble. Your career could go sideways. I mean, good for Geno Smith for, kind of staying with it, believing in himself, and he's doing well.
Yeah. A bunch of horrible games. We're going to have a lot to talk about with Lambuski tomorrow because freaking, fantasy games were terrible all around for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lambuski, I'm surprised we haven't gotten a text from him yet, like all fired up yet.
Well, he's all his panties are in a bunch right now, probably just like
Oh wait, no, it's only Monday. We do Wednesdays with him. Oh,
Monday,
that's why.
Yeah, Wednesday, but he'll be ready. He's so excited to go already. I tell you, he can't sleep.
Yeah, now
Lambuski can't sleep getting ready to do this.
Now here's my question: does he have a key to your house? So did he go hang out in your house yesterday, even though you were at the game? Or is that not happening?
No, but he usually does because I got that Ring camera. So whenever he comes, I'm like, oh, the Ring, and I'll be like in Portugal, and I'm like, oh look, Lambuski's on my porch starting a fire. Oh wait, he left to go home. The fire's still going. This is safe.
That's so good. All right, so then here's the next thing, dude. Here's more off days. I want to go back to baseball real quick. You got to sit there. You're sitting there, Phillies Padres, just sitting there waiting until tomorrow at 4:25 Eastern. What's the effect there?
Dude, I don't know how they, listen, at the end of the day, I know we've talked about this before. When I just go back to having nightmares of that 2006 run with the Tigers that we swept Oakland, Cardinals and the Mets go 7 games. We come in, they have 1 day off and play the World Series. We have 6 days off and come out just like take a total dump on ourselves because we just can't get going. Go back and look at these series, and even the Yankees going 5 games. I mean, top to bottom, the Yankees should have handled the Guardians, I believe, and it shouldn't be at 5 games. But when you look back at that series, the Padres beat the mighty Dodgers, the Phillies take it to the mighty Braves, 2 best teams in baseball.
No question.
Not even close. Not even close. But they get knocked out not in 5 games, in 4 games.
Yep.
Because they just couldn't get going. So and the Astros could have lost the series. I know they won it. They swept it. But it wasn't for Alvarez hitting those 2 home runs in game 1 and game 2. Then they go all the way to 18 innings in game 3. Great. No, exactly. So Verlander gets shellacked in the first. So did Kershaw. So, it'll be interesting to see as this 3-game wild card moves on, because this is the first year of it. Our team's going to want to say, get me in the wild card game.
Right.
We might as well start playing from jump, beat the teams we need to beat because we're ready to go, and then just keep going because you got to beat them anyhow. Because I'm just saying right now, the way it's set up, the teams that have played have had the bye, that rest is a death sentence for Major League Baseball players. It just is. That's the bottom line. So the rest is never good. So we'll see what happens, Chinch.
Yeah, no, great point, dude. All right, that's exciting stuff. We got pretty much it all in already. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else we got to talk about here. Again, the rest of the football games kind of sucked. They're kind of ugly. Yeah. Although I'll give Marcus Mariota credit. He's killing it for the Falcons. He hasn't been that great in a while. He's starting to do some stuff there.
What do you think about when I talk Geno Smith? You think about Russell Wilson's struggles. You think he's going to be okay? You think it's just a little a learning curve with a new team, or
I don't know,
or is he uncomfortable there in Denver?
Here's the interesting thing. So last year, towards the end of the season, DK Metcalf and those good wide receivers they have there did nothing, And they were saying it was those guys' fault. But now Russell was there for that. And now he's gone, and Geno Smith, and so now Metcalf and those guys are back to being great again. So it's like maybe the decline was happening, and you hate to hear. I hate the term decline. I hate saying that about older players.
Right.
First of all, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I would argue. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he's pretty close to Hall of Famer,
I think
Hall
so,
of Fame caliber person. So I think he's one of the guys. People are rooting for him. I'm rooting for him to turn it around because you don't like seeing that, especially with some of your favorite players from a generation. Makes you feel old when they start looking old,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does, dude. It's weird it's just weird to see him struggling the way he is. But
yeah, well, they're playing tonight. They got a shot. They're placing the Chargers, who's a beatable team, but we'll see what happens there. And then, dude, by the time we come back tomorrow, we're going to have our AL matchups set.
Yes.
And that's that, dude. All right. What else you got? You got big plans today? You busy?
Oh, dude, my dad's coming home from the hospital today.
Jesus.
Oh, my God. Talking about big news.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I hit all the buttons. I got so excited. I meant to do just this.
I thought you were going to play. We're going to rock down to Electric Avenue.
Dude, I'm so
Big Jim
excited.
Casey. Dude, I'm leaving right after this. I'm going to go take a quick shower. Bam, I'm going to pick up my mom. We're going to go down, grab my dad. We got this. We got the chairlift put in my mom's house yesterday. So
great.
we're ready to go. We're ready to
man.
go. I'm so excited. My dad walked 280 steps yesterday.
Wow.
Like with a walker. But he's ready to come home, get him in his chair. I'm just so excited, man. I just want to say, I'm not kidding when I say this, man. And it kind of hits me in the heart. But like all the nurses and the doctors and the people that work at those hospitals, like the rehab people, that showed up for my dad every day. Like so grateful that they picked that profession because, it's incredible, man. I'm just very grateful. And I'm so excited to have him home. And I'm just, that's the big news for me today, brother. I'm going to pick up my dad, Big Jim Casey, get him in the wheelchair, wheel him into the car, probably toss him in. Then bam, we're off back home and
off to races. Back yelling at you at home instead of yelling at you.
Yelling at my mom. Then my mom and dad back yelling at each other. It's gonna be like
that's healthy.
Be like good old times. Yeah,
I love it. I'm so happy.
We're celebrating my son Andrew's 21st birthday is coming up. He's home. He's home for a couple of days, so we're celebrating tonight. We're gonna have cake and ice cream.
Yes, get after it, dude.
Yeah, man. Things are happening in the Casey household, bro.
Love it. Let's go. Let's end on that high note. All right.
Let's go.
All right, everybody.
All right, love you, brother. Have a great day. What do you got going on? A lot of 33rd.
Dude, so we got the Jets guys, Wayne Corbett and and LC Laveranues Coles. They're going to be all fired up about that, and then all day long we got.
Does Michael Vick come on every week? Because he's a guy I like to listen to.
Yeah, dude, he's great. Oh, dude, that interview he did, he can interview big time too. I'm not saying that he couldn't, but some of you guys get off the field and you can't do interviews. You know that for a fact.
Some guys get off. I've seen guys come in, hey man, I want to do MLB Network. Then they come to the studio and they're like, and I'm like, dude, I didn't even know you had a stutter and problem. I don't know what's going on here.
There's an actual specific person. I remember that story. But dude, Vic is great. He's a great interviewer. He's awesome. Oh, we got a lot of guys. Tank Williams, Golden Tate. They're both doing great. Matt Castle. It's Rich Gannon is like a scientist. He comes on a lot. And he does a lot of stuff.
Really?
It's fun, man. It's fun.
I love it.
Monday's busy, though.
I love it.
All right, dude.
All right, man. Well, tell Tony and Ents I said hi, brother. And bam, I'll see you, bro. Love you.
Love you.
See you, man. Have a great day, James.